Your usage drives your bill, so we cannot arbitrarily charge you a different rate month to month.
Tonight at 6, we're hearing directly from AES to get answers after so many of you reached out with concerns over seemingly excessive energy bills the last couple of months. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, all that rain we have been seeing the last few days continues to cause flooding, as you see right here. Across central and southern Indiana, tonight flood warnings are in place for some of the hardest hit areas, and we are not in the clear yet. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Dustin Grove. Scott and Ann have the night off. Angela, most of the rain has fallen, but that doesn't mean the flood concerns are over.
No, you just showed those pictures of high water. It's going to take a long time for all of that to recede, and we've got one river in particular that's going to crest over major stage. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Let's start with the map. Everything highlighted in green, all of those major waterways across the southern part of the state under flood warnings. That includes the creeks and the rivers. In particular, we're concerned with the East Fork of the White near Seymour. Major flood stage is 19, expected to crest just a bit above that, about 19.5 feet later this evening or early tomorrow, and then it does start to recede. But you'll notice it is still above a flood stage as we head through the next several days, something we're going to be keeping you updated on. This is live Doppler 13 radar, and this is actually good news because I don't have any heavy rain, no widespread rain to show you, just a few spotty showers in between Newcastle and Connorsville, lifting northeast into the western sections of Wayne County. Spotty showers, Kokomo, Logansport, Peru, Monticello, and in between Frankfort and Lafayette, but these are light. Future Track 13 shows the chance of some additional pop-up storms just before the sun comes up early tomorrow, and then a pop-up storm tomorrow afternoon, but lots of dry time to enjoy record high temperatures that are on the way for tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, we'll look forward to that, Angela. Thank you. Our weather team coverage continues now with Samantha Johnson. She's been in Bartholomew County all day today. That's where we saw the really the worst flooding overnight and today. So, Sam, what are you seeing out there right now?
Well, Dustin, we are just south of Columbus. I am standing in the middle of State Road 11, just north of Garden City, if you're familiar with this area. And take a look. I can tell you what's changed in the last hour is we're starting to see this fog develop, right? Angela mentioned we could see fog overnight and into tomorrow morning. That's because emergency management crews here in Bartholomew County tell us this water is cold. And of course, the air temperature today is not bad. So now we're starting to see this fog settle in. And I can tell you parts of Bartholomew County really over the last 2 days have seen in some places 5 inches of rain. So we're talking about a lot of water, and you can see what it's done to the East Fork of the White River here. Take a look at some video of this floodwater showing you just how extensive it is. This river is expected to crest here around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that means this water will continue to rise until then. And even after it does crest, EMA officials tell me it may take several days for this water to go down. So far, they say they've responded to at least 3 water rescues, and they're asking all of us to please heed the warnings to turn around.
We have this problem year after year. People drive around the barricades, they drive around the signs, they get in the water. Just as this car behind me, they can't make it through. Your car will stall. Our responders have to come get you. It's not worth the risk to you, and it's not worth the risk to them.
And I can tell you that car is still here tonight, stuck in the middle of all that water. Now, here's the other deal. Once this water does recede over the coming days, if these barriers are still up, EMA crews are asking you don't go through even if the water is gone. That's because they say there could still be debris in the road, or even the roadway could be damaged because of all of that water. So don't go through, and don't be this guy either who drove around the barricades to go through the floodwaters anyway. Guys, the message can't be said enough. Please be careful, especially once we do have nightfall, fog is settling into. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah, an important message. Samantha Johnson live in Bartholomew County tonight. Thank you. And we have more weather coverage for you over on WTHR Plus. That's where you can find our live Doppler radar, extended forecasts, and more anytime. It's a free download on your smart TV. Tonight, the company that provides your power in Indianapolis is responding to complaints about high electric bills this winter. Our Rich Knight talked with AES Indiana about what customers need to know when it comes to your energy usage and what to do if you can't afford to pay your bill.
Elena Berry is 22 years old, living in a mobile home with her son, fiance, and brother. She's facing a $2,200 balance on her electric bill and a disconnection notice for March 16th.
I've been trying to pay it off, but I work 2 jobs. I barely make enough to keep food in my house, let alone pay my rent.
Her balance climbed in the past couple of cold winter months. Many AES Indiana customers are complaining about high energy bills. AES Indiana stresses that they are not charging more.
Understanding your usage is going to be the best way to understand why your bills are the amount that they are. AES Indiana cannot change how much we charge customers month to month based on your rate. So we do not change rates month to month.
AES Indiana encourages customers to go online, review their energy usage, and discover ways to save. But energy usage and therefore energy cost will be significantly higher, especially in homes with electric furnaces in the winter.
We know that there was about 300 hours that we were below freezing temperatures in January and February, and that is a lot of time, sustained time, that we're under freezing. It equates to a lot of usage.
AES Indiana says disconnecting power is a 21-day process with 2 notices on your bill and 1 last warning the day before disconnection. But the company says they would much rather connect people to resources. Customers are encouraged to call AES.
The only thing I ask of AES, and if they are listening, is that they can work with me to figure out some type of sort of payment schedule, even if that's pushing it back until I get paid, because financially, living paycheck to paycheck, I don't have enough to cover it on the 16th.
And I'm happy to report tonight that we did connect that young lady with AES Indiana. They looked into Barry's account. They've now worked out a payment plan for her, and her power will not be disconnected this month. AES Indiana has 2 more of these community open houses scheduled next week. One was supposed to happen 2 nights ago. That was postponed because of threats to AES. The company's still deciding if those events will go forward next week or how they will go forward.
All right. Well, thank you for staying on top of this, getting answers, and keep us posted.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Rich. An Indiana man is out of prison tonight, released after 30 years behind bars for a murder he says he did not commit. The family of Dusty Turner shared these pictures with 13 News, showing him embracing family and friends. This is outside a prison in Virginia. Turner was convicted of killing Jennifer Evans along with his friend in 1995. The second man, Billy Joe Brown, later admitted to killing Evans and forcing Turner to help hide her body. Family tells us Dusty will remain in Virginia for now, but does plan to come home to Indiana eventually. To the conflict in Iran now, and what Indiana's lawmakers are thinking, what they'd like to see next. Today I spoke with Senator Todd Young, who has always been a big supporter of congressional oversight when it comes to war powers specifically. He told me ideally he'd hoped for President Trump to have come to Congress first, but now that we're in it, he says it would be irresponsible to abruptly get out. What do you tell people who are concerned that this is going to turn into a years-long rebuilding effort to ensure Iran doesn't end up with the same kind of regime that it just had?
Well, I really don't believe that that's what the president wants. There is uncertainty associated with the current situation. The members of the administration, Secretary of State, for example, has admitted as much. And I'm committed to doing whatever I can to make the best out of this situation, hopefully the very best. I hope all of us will look back and say, despite the procedural, weaknesses of this process, everything turned out really well. But to the extent things aren't optimal, then it's my job to try and make the best out of it, but do so quickly and in a way that hopefully is consistent with what the American people want right now.
You can watch my entire conversation with Senator Young on Crossroads Politics starting tomorrow or on demand anytime. Angela?
Dustin, record high temperatures in the 70s tomorrow, and I will look ahead to a Saturday rain chance in your weekend forecast.